Hello, and welcome back to another trailer breakdown. Today, I want to talk about Moon Knight. If you know me, you know I'm a huge Oscar Isaac fan and a huge Marvel fan, so this show feels like a dream come true for me. On top of that, in a recently released interview, May Calamawy, who plays Layla on the show, referred to Moon Knight as Fight Club meets Indiana Jones, which, I mean, come on. If you don't think that sounds sick, then we can't be friends. The show hasn't come out yet, so I obviously haven't seen it. So I can promise that I won't spoil it, but I am going to talk a little bit about some of the characters' background from the comics, as well as some Egyptian mythology that may or may not be related. So if you want to go into the show completely blind, maybe bookmark this video and come back to it later after you've watched the show. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. The trailer opens to the sound of a clock ticking, while Stephen Grant lies in bed fiddling with a Rubik's Cube. We quickly learn from a voiceover that Stephen has a sleeping disorder, which keeps him awake. The next several shots of the trailer basically just establish that Mark is so sleep deprived he falls asleep in public, and that he's got a really rude coworker named Donna. While this is all happening, the song Day and Night by Kid Cudi plays in the background. In addition to obviously having the word night in the title, this song is also literally about insomnia, as well as other mental health problems, and self-medicating in order to cope. During another voiceover, Stephen states that I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams, while we see a monstrous figure stalking him down a dark hallway into an elevator. It seems like the harder he resists sleeping, / the longer he forces himself to stay awake, the more Khonshu, the ancient Egyptian god of the moon, seems to stalk him. A little bit of background on Khonshu. The name Khonshu roughly translates to traveler, which many scholars have theorized is related to the way the moon seems to travel across the night sky. Khonshu, along with another god named Thoth, were also believed to be responsible for marking the passage of time. Khonshu is also considered to play a key part in the creation of new life, which is a role that I think he may play in Moon Knight, bringing to life some of Stephen's alternate personalities / identities. I think there's a very good chance that some of these alternate personas that Stephen has, one of which is Mark Spector, who's referenced later in the trailer, may have just started off as different features of his personality, but Khonshu, using his power, was able to grant them life of their own, and now Stephen's body has multiple spirits or souls within it competing for control. Mirrors also clearly play a significant role in this series. One of my favorite shots in the trailer is when Stephen walks away after looking at his reflection in a glass case at the museum, but his two split reflections both stand still. And what makes this even creepier is that if you look closely, they actually have slightly different expressions on their faces. The biggest twist in the trailer comes right after this, when Stephen finds a ringing phone and speaks to someone who knows him as Mark. Mark Spector is Moon Knight / Stephen Grant's original birth name. In the comics, Mark was a former Marine and CIA operative who worked as a mercenary before he was left for dead in an Egyptian tomb. The ancient Egyptian god Khonshu brings Mark back to life and instructs him to serve as the Fist of Khonshu and protect the innocent of the world. I also just want to say that I really love that they decided to make the song Day and Night loop here on the line "Hold the phone" before it cuts away for the big reveal of him talking on the phone. Next, we meet Ethan Hawke's cult leader character, Arthur Harrow. Arthur Harrow is only a minor character in the comics, so it seems like Ethan Hawke is going to be crafting an almost entirely new character for the show, which I'm super excited about. Hawke is a brilliant actor, and he just looks so creepy and just perfect as a cult leader, and I really can't wait to see what he does with the role. Next, we get another creepy mirror shot where Stephen's reflection doesn't want to follow him, as well as what looks to me like Stephen in some sort of insane asylum. The all-white walls in the background, paired with Mark's all-white clothing, really gives Asylum vibes to me. And in earlier Moon Knight comic stories, most of the characters he interacts with just assume that he's insane, rather than believing he's actually had contact with an Egyptian god, so this would tie in well to that source material too. Then we get a shot of Mark driving a van with broken windows, looking extremely confused to be holding a gun. I'm guessing he just switched from one identity to another, and he has no idea where he is or what he's been doing. Then we see a shot of Oscar Isaac in a tomb, which I think it's actually our first look at Mark Spector, probably as part of a flashback that's going to serve as sort of an origin story for him. After that, we get maybe my new favorite Marvel suit up shot. The bindings of the Moon Knight suit seem to almost come from within Stephen's body, which would make sense if it's really a separate soul or spirit that's coming out of his body and taking control, enveloping the Stephen persona and trapping him inside. Finally, we get to see Moon Knight in action, beating the absolute crap out of some sort of monster that looks a little bit to me like the Egyptian god Anubis, who basically looks like a man with the head of a jackal. Then, to put the cherry on top, we get our first full look at Moon Knight up close. And I gotta say, they freaking nailed it. Making an all-white superhero costume look this cool is no easy feat, so kudos to the costume design team. The trailer concludes with a shot of Moon Knight leaping between buildings, presumably just prowling the streets looking for criminals to beat up. And if you get the impression that he's basically Marvel's Batman, you're not alone. All that to say, I'm absolutely pumped about this show, and I can't wait for March 30th. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I think right now about 2% of my viewers are actually subscribed, so it'd be really great if y'all could help me out, subscribe, give me a little bit more motivation to keep putting out videos. And if this gets enough likes, I might even start making weekly videos for when Moon Knight episodes come out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.